What's poppin', man? It's your boy, Kaddy Kobain, the grunge trap god of Atlanta. And I'm tuned in, and you tuned in with the industry's most wanted with TampaMystic. Let's go.
Critical.
Yeah.
You hate me, I don't give a fuck. I'm too busy trying to get up. Started from the bottom, now I'm building up. Lost boys trying to bite, but they ain't big enough.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted. You gotta hype me up podcast.
Let's go.
Podcast, boom. Big energy, big
Y'all know what's going
energy.
on.
Straight like that, man. Listen, big shout out to Kaddy Kobain, man. This is somebody I've been rocking with for a minute.
Whole long time.
Definitely out here doing his thing. He's producing superstar style music. Introduce yourself.
I am the Black Kobain, a.k.a. Kaddy Kobain, the grunge trap god from Indiana, but I'm in Atlanta. Y'all know what it is. You know what it ain't. Let's go.
Straight like that, man. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for finally having me here. This is the greatest.
Listen, we about to make history today.
You know, the first time I messaged you, I literally just moved here.
Did you really?
I've been watching the videos for like a month, and this was before this.
Yeah.
This was what was it before? I forgot what it was before, but the one before this, and I was like, she is so cool. Like, she really out here.
I appreciate it. I've been a radio personality for over 12 years now, so you know, this is my passion, my purpose, you know, and I'm glad that our paths have crossed.
Yes.
Now we got to make history together.
Oh, we will.
All that. Take us back though. Like, I always want people to understand your journey. What city did you say you grew up in?
So I grew up in Lafayette, Indiana. Shout out to
Lafayette,
Indiana.
Okay. Take us back to your childhood. What was it like out there?
I don't know if I had one for real. I moved around a lot from the north to the south. So, you know, Lexington, Tennessee. Shout out to my people out in the 10. But, yeah, life was hard, very hard, and then it got harder. And then I made the decision. Well, I had a kid, and then it got real hard. And then I moved to Atlanta, and I put all my eggs in a basket, and I said that I need to be a better person.
Yeah.
For not only my son, and I forgot, Kason, I love you. I told him I'd say that on the radio.
Aw.
He's the greatest. But I knew that if I was going to be a good father and a good artist, I had to put myself in a very uncomfortable situation.
Absolutely.
Which was Atlanta, because there was a lot going on in Atlanta still.
Yes.
And, like, you know, the Migos were blowing up and everybody was moving here that was doing music. So I said, I'm going to prove myself to myself.
Yes.
And it's worked out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The only person that really can stand in our way is ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to stop blaming other people for why our stuff don't work out. No, we got to take accountability, and that's exactly what you did. How old were you when you became a father?
I was 27, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 27. He's actually turning 9 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
He gonna love this.
That is so dope. I love it.
Halloween team.
Listen. You see, I was like, I had
got it on. See, that's why I got it on. I was like, you gotta wear orange somewhere.
Nah,
like,
for real, absolutely.
It's like the perfect time to wear orange.
You
should wear orange all October. I feel like the O in October is for orange.
And into November, because Thanksgiving, the pumpkins are still around and stuff. Yeah.
They're falling apart, but they there though. They can turn to pumpkin pie.
That's my favorite. I love pumpkin pie. Like, I used to make them, and I would make mine with a little bit of cream cheese in it. I'm getting hungry now. That's a fat girl in me coming out. Like, oh,
I'm ready for that turkey right today.
Nah, for real. How did fatherhood change your life?
So I knew that, you know, regardless of the situation, I was going to be important to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to affect somebody, if not myself, this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I, you know, coming from having that in my childhood, I was like, you know, and looking at my parents, I'm like, I don't want to have that option. I don't want you to have that option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I left. I came back. And now, you know, we're solid. I'm on a solid path now. You know? It takes it out of you to, like, you know, you're like, oh, my God, I'm a father. I'm a whole parent
now. Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. It's we have to, at that point, become very selfless because it's not about us anymore. It is about us, but it's bigger than us.
Yeah.
I had my son when I was 19. Like, I was literally fresh out of high school, found out I was pregnant, single mom. It makes you grow up really, really, really quick. You know what I'm saying?
And the kids grow up quick,
listen, my son's 29 now. I have a whole grown child.
Whole grown child.
29 years old. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like, but I say that to say this in a blink of an eye. You're right. I remember giving birth to him, and now he's gonna be 30 soon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But also it makes us become proactive.
Oh, for sure. I think I moved from rapping to actually using my voice little after that.
Yeah.
So, you know, my career is, you know, fully indebted to that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Take us back to when music really became that personal passion for you, like you wanted to create music.
That came very early.
Yeah.
It came in like, I think it was 18.
Okay.
And I just moved back to Indiana, and my brother introduced me. Shout out to my brother, Riparachi. He introduced me to FL Studios.
That's where it began.
And I was in love. I was like, this is like the thing that's been in my head, but it's on the computer.
Yeah.
So I started making beats for them. Like, we had started this whole group called RBK. It was so...
What did that stand for?
Rubber Band Click. And it was right... Shout out to T.I. because he was Rubber Band Man.
Yeah, you got that rubber band around that money on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, like, and we, you know, we opened up for Too Short.
Yeah.
You know,
wow.
Like, it was like bam, bam.
West
like,
Coast?
Yeah. He came to Lafayette and we opened up for him.
Wow. Real quickly, what was that experience like? Because Too Short's a legend.
It was crazy. And I missed the picture too. I wasn't even in the picture. I was in the back, like, networking with other artists trying to see how they got there. I was like, I've always been about the music business first.
Understood.
Like, you know what I mean? I had to learn stuff. I was like, how did y'all get this? How did y'all get booked for this? How did y'all do this? You know what I mean? Like,
that's what you have to do. Pick their brains.
Yeah.
So that experience probably really fueled you to say, you know what, this is something that I can see myself doing forever.
Yeah. And at first, like, I was more like, I want to be the producer. I want to be, you know, 808 Mafia, and like in Atlanta, like doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then I started doing these covers of old rock songs, but like the way I wanted to do them, and people were like, that's something going on there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm going to take this serious. And that's what it's been ever since.
It's just went up from there.
It literally did. I didn't think it'd work, and people told me it wouldn't work. And then, you know, my wife now, friend then, she was like, this is going to work.
There you go. You have to have a partner.
Shout out to Cass.
Yeah, you got to have a partner that believes in you. That's so important, you know.
She believed, and it worked.
That's amazing. You know? What was the first rock song that you covered? Do you recall?
I want to say it was a Nirvana song for sure. It was Come As You Are. Come As You Are, which is a very big Nirvana song.
Yeah.
And people knew it. But I wanted it to be a way that black people would, like, appreciate it too.
Of course.
Because, like, in my younger years, it was, like, almost illegal to listen to rock music.
Yeah.
It was like, it was
I don't
weird.
understand, yeah.
Like, you know, family members, they were like, oh, that's that white people shit. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, no. And then it made me want to listen to it more.
Even more. We always rebel, right?
I always tell people I grew up on MTV.
Yeah.
But I wasn't on MTV.
Right.
Now I will be.
What made you kind of go against the grain and say, you know what, everybody's saying don't do this, but I'm gonna go do it?
Honestly, it was the craziest thing. So I was like homeless for a year and a half. Like I was just like homeless. Like I was staying like, on people's couches and stuff like that, like couch surfing as an adult. Like I was like 28 and, my son was already born. Like, things had happened, and I went down bad, but I was still making music. Yeah. And I went to this coffee shop. And I can't remember what the coffee shops, and they're going to hurt me because they love me there. I was making these covers. Like, they were like, man, you can make, a whole bunch of Nirvana covers and this. And I would just start doing them right there. And people are like, this is amazing. Yeah. So, shout out to my friends who believed in me when I didn't have anything at all.
I think some of the best music and best things that we do come from dire situations. And you were there. Yeah. You were there.
I was there.
No man, because men have pride and men have egos, wants to be in that position. But it happens sometimes. We're human. We all fall rock bottom sometimes. But that's what lifts you up. Being in a situation like that where you said you were homeless and you were couch surfing and, basically laying your head where you could, what did that do for you mentally?
I mean, it kind of put me in that position of like, no one's going to take care of you. You have to take care of the situation.
Yeah,
like
man up.
You have to do what you believe has to be done for you to go to the next level. And that was moving to Atlanta. Like I literally came to Atlanta on the megabus, $200 in my pocket, and a bag of clothes. Wow. Not even exaggerating.
Major risk.
Like that was, and I blew about 150 of that in EAV that night. So
wow.
Like I was that excited to be in Atlanta, and people in Atlanta, and this is why I hold it so dear to me, is because like people in Atlanta embrace me. Yes. They didn't see that I was like at wit's end at that time. And, my brother gave me a place to stay, and then, things evolved. But yeah, it's amazing that if you take a risk, it can pay off, but you have to go all in on that risk.
Yeah. 100%. You're a walking testimony.
I try to be.
No. You are.
No, you're right.
You are. So with that being said, just staying on that topic for a moment, for anybody out there who may be in that situation that you were in where they're just kind of lost a little bit per se, what advice would you give them to find their way up out of that situation?
Do what makes you feel uncomfortable all the time. All the time. Like, being comfortable is like being dead. Yeah. So don't be comfortable. Do things that are gonna, if you feel yourself getting too laid back, like, there'll be a time and place for you to relax. Yeah. Like relaxing is okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? But don't get comfortable. Like that is, I learned that through like, I was in prison for like a long time, like 4 years.
Oh, well, that is a long time. Yeah. The 4 years like, you can't get back.
The last time I had to go to trial. Yeah. I had to go to trial with a public defender.
Oh my gosh, that had to wear on your mental crazy.
Oh man, and I'm gonna say this on air because I'm way against suicide and I'm all pro-life, as in like living life. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like I called my grandma, and I don't think I've ever said this to most people, but I called my grandma on the jail phone, and I told her, I was like, I don't think I can go through this.
Oh my gosh.
Like I was facing 28 years. I was like, I did a prison stint before. I couldn't do that.
No.
I was like 28 years.
That's a huge chunk of your life.
At that time, I was still doing music. I was still producing for people, still in the mix, but this happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this was like the real kicker. It was like, there was nothing. It was not. All I had was the universe. You know what I mean? Like, that was it. And I was like, I had written so much music while I was there, and people were like, you really have talent. Like, it's not like a, you know, somebody like, oh, I'm rapping now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you really want this.
Yeah.
And man, and I put this in a rap over Bankrolls ESPN. I went to trial, beat the B, dropped the C to a D, and I had to sit down for like a year and a half, which was whatever. And I looked at my grandma. I'll never forget.
Compared to that 28.
She was so confused. She was like, what just happened? I was like, I'll see you next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, you know, not giving up, that's the testimony right there.
Yeah.
I could have, like,
threw in the towel.
And they came to me with a plea before that for 15 years, and I still didn't sign that. You know what I mean? Like, I really
Thank God you didn't take a plea deal, because look how it worked in your favor. Because you had God on your side.
I had somebody there.
God,
I felt a presence in the courtroom.
Had a bigger plan for you.
Yeah. No, for sure. And, you know, in that time that I was there, like, people that were in the joint were saying the same thing. We're like, you need to go through with this.
Yeah.
Like, you know how to make beats. And I was making beats on the prison boxes.
Wow.
Like, there was no FL. And, like, they heard me singing. They're like, this is crazy. Your lyrics are crazy. It's like, you have to go through with this. And I keep those thoughts in my mind whenever I'm in the studio or, you know, doing this. Like, they're with me.
See
you know
how far you've come.
Yeah.
You've come a long way. Let me ask you this. Being that you did some time and you were incarcerated for a little while,
Yeah.
what positive did you get from that situation?
I think I got the confidence there, because I'm like, if I can get a bunch of fucking grown dudes to listen to me, like, you know what I mean, that have nothing else to do.
Nothing but time on their hands, yeah.
And they're like, oh, he about to do something, let's get in on that. But no, like, it was that, like, the confidence that, like, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I wasn't just playing around, because I had so many people get out of prison all the time. They're like, I'm about to rap now. I'm about to be the next goddamn, you know, Moneybag Yo.
Right.
Fucking this person or that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not, those people really had it.
Yeah.
Like, they had it. They didn't go there to get it. They had it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like Tupac, same way. You know, people get in those situations where they have time to really hone in on the craft.
Yeah.
Instead of making the craft out of something that they heard on the radio.
Exactly. Absolutely. This is your passion, 100%.
All the way.
So with that being said, in this music industry, you do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
What is your purpose through music?
I mean, and I said, bridging the gap between people that think they can't listen to something and then people that are listening to something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when people come over to my house, like, I'm playing records.
Yeah.
And I'm not playing, you know, these new people. I'm playing David Bowie. You know what I mean? The Doobie Brothers. Like that. Like, things that people aren't used to.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, this has been out for like 40 years.
People have to expand their horizons. I have a playlist that I call, it's my oldies, and it includes, you know, like a lot of this older music that people today.
Let's see what that is. What that's looking like.
let me give you a couple of examples of what I got on there. So I got the Zombies, Time of the Season.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Aerosmith,
yeah.
Dream On.
Ooh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Moody Blues, Nights in White Satin.
Ooh.
You know,
okay.
Sam Cooke, A Change Gonna Come.
Gotta have that.
You know, Marvin Gaye, Gotta Give It Gotta Give It Up. So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just to name a few. Like, you have to expand your horizons. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you make great music, by listening to great music.
Yes.
Like, it's real. The stealing as an artist, like, that is a thing. Like, being able to, and people don't really understand that. They think, like, take somebody else's, like, style and then do it over. No, it's like you take somebody's style or take parts of that style, sprinkle them on your own.
Make it your own. Yeah.
Who's going to know? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to know.
They're going to know. Nobody's going to know.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to, like, when I did doing the covers really taught me that, because people really wanted to hear a different version of this song or that song. I actually have an album coming out, or a project coming out in December called The Merge 2, which The Merge 1 was the same, where it's like I take acapellas of old songs. Yeah. Like, let me see. There's a couple. I'm doing like the Black Street. Yeah. No Diggity. Redoing that. Yeah. I did ODB's Shimmy Shimmy Y'all, but like put a trap beat on it to where it's like Shawty Red produced the song. Like, it's crazy. And it's like people love, like I did a party at shout out to Star Bar. Lil 5 Points is my home in Atlanta, by the way. Yeah. And I did a show there where I, put all these songs on where it was like, Justin Timberlake's Sexy Back, but it was like trapped out. So people were like, oh my God, this is nuts. And then I put it on to something else like Wonderwall, or I did Iggy Pop and the Stooges, Wanna Be a Dog. Like, people were like, oh my God, I know this song. And then they love it. So it's like bridging the gap is like my main thing.
Genius right there, because like you said, you're kind of taking a familiar sound with the trap beats, but putting your twist of putting some of these older songs on there. Like you said, you're bridging the gap, letting people know it's okay to tap into listen to other genres.
I don't know if you know about the DJ or a producer. He's not even really a DJ, but his name's Girl Talk.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, you should check some of his stuff
out. I absolutely will.
He does the same thing, but he does like 100 of them in one song.
Wow.
Like, it's crazy. Like he is like the reason, because Cassie, my wife, she put me on the Girl Talk because he's from Pittsburgh. She's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, you need to listen to him. He's doing the same thing. And I heard it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's incredible. Like, you really
I will absolutely check him out.
I will be sending you a whole bunch of links later
Please do, because I'm so intrigued and want to, because I've worked in this hip hop industry for so long and I love it. Like, I live and breathe and eat this music industry, but I just feel like there's so much more out there that I'm missing out on. And that's why I've been trying to expand my horizons. You like Pink Floyd?
What? I love Pink Floyd. Like, Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, my
God. Like, I think that, I don't remember if that was the album that you can put on while listening to Wizard of Oz and it goes, like, simultaneous.
Really?
But I'm pretty sure that's the album that people have been it's been said that if you put it on from front to back, it literally is the same thing.
That is insane. I took my dad to see them in concert a few years back.
Oh, wow.
It was the most amazing experience ever. Like, that was the best concert, hands down, I've ever been to. Like, the light show that they do.
And they really got a production.
It's a full-on production. Like, it was, I grew up listening to that because my dad, he was a hippie. Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd.
And the game, Frank Zappa.
All that. Like that. Yeah, most definitely. What are you currently working on musically?
So I have a few projects going on. As I mentioned before, The Merge 2, that's going to be coming out in December. I got a single with my brother Live Like Sage called Dead or Alive, which is actually dropping on New Year's Day.
Okay, nice.
So I'm blessing the people off the top. You know what I mean? I'm not waiting for Friday or Thursday or none of that. You getting it straight the next day.
I love that.
And I'm also doing Jacking for Bleach.
Okay.
Which is basically jacking for beats, but my way. You know what I mean? And that's, me singing over a rap beat. It's crazy. I actually, I mentioned you in one of the songs.
My dog. I love that.
Yeah, it was funny. It just pieced out so perfect, and it was like that last line, and it just like
that's dope. We gotta do something.
I'll let you hear it later.
We gotta do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
That would be really dope.
I know it's gonna be your next tag. You're gonna be like,
no, for real. You know what? Actually, what I would love for you to do for me. Speaking of which, is I'm on FM radio 5 days a week.
Okay.
I need an intro. I had someone years ago who made an intro for me. Like, that's the first thing that people hear when my show starts up. Like, I got my radio tags I use. I need an actual intro for my show. Would you do me the honors of that?
For sure.
You know how many people I've asked and they're like, oh, I'll do it. It never gets done.
No, I'll do it for
I
real.
know you will.
I'll do it for
So
real.
we'll talk about that off air because I
for
need
sure.
that. And please.
No, say less.
That's going to be fire. Y'all heard it. It's on camera.
It's on camera, y'all. Can't do anything. Kat's in the back. She heard it too.
Yeah, she heard it over there too. Write it down for us. Does film interest you at all as far as acting and stuff?
I love film.
Talk to us about it.
Movies are like the greatest thing on earth other than music. Like, you know how to tell a good movie is by the music score.
Yes. Yes, you are absolutely
and that's
right.
for everybody watching right now. If you watch a movie and the music score is trash, 9 times out of 10 the movie's trash.
The film is trash too. Doing them low budget type joints.
But then there are some of them trash ass movies that got a good music. They was like, let's put the money in the music.
Yeah, they don't put it in the production of the film.
And then it's got to have balance.
Do you?
But I love film. Music or movies have been a passion of mine like since I was a kid.
Do you want to act at all?
I feel like I'm acting in my own movie already.
Yeah,
which is cool. I mean, I'm not really acting, so maybe like later on I'll do like a real life thing. Where actually, I'm going to. Wow, that's crazy! You just said that because I was just talking to Kat about this tour that we're about to do. It's a 10-city tour, but we're also going to be filming. I did a song almost a year ago now called YNWA, which stands for You Never Walk Alone. It's a Liverpool anthem that they, came up with after a very tragic event had happened.
Yeah.
And so they adapted that as the song, which is a beautiful song by itself. But I recently became... Well, not recently. It was long ago. I am a Liverpool supporter. So Liverpool Football Club is like everything to me. I watch all the games, like whether I'm at the house or the bar. Like, my son's a red, my wife's a red. Like she's a red. Like Liverpool is such a big thing, and it really saved me because like it came to me in my first year of being in Atlanta.
Yeah, and
I gained so much family from being a supporter of Liverpool, and making that song was like my honor, is like,
it's like a tribute.
Thank you for, accepting me. But this also is something that helped me. I recently last year, I lost a brother of mine, Terrence McLean, to a murder in Indianapolis.
My gosh. That's devastating.
Oh, it was. It was crazy because when that happened, then a week after that, I lost another friend to suicide, and another friend and another friend. Like, I lost so many people in the last, 18 months. It's
a lot. Yeah. It causes anxiety.
So when I went to the funeral, that was the only song that I could sing to myself, because the lyrics are, when you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the road, there's a golden sky, and the sweet silver sound of a lark. Walk on through the rain, walk on through the wind. Though your dreams be tied and blowed, walk on. With hope in your heart, you'll never walk alone.
That's deep. That's
so like
great music.
That's what I sung to myself.
Yeah.
During this terrible time, and it got me through.
Got you through.
So when I came back to Atlanta, I was like, I'm doing this song. you know, we're gonna shoot the video at my favorite bar, Brew House in Little 5 Points. Shout out to Brew House. And they let me shoot it. It was like during a big ass game too, so there were like hella Liverpool supporters. You can watch it on YouTube. It's insane. And then my boy Sanjay, who's a co-founder of Soccer in the Streets, he let me film on the first Soccer in the Streets on the West End.
Nice.
So, you know, bringing that, because soccer is really life. Like football is life.
Yeah.
And, you know, this isn't just Ted Lasso. This is like really what it is. Like I seen Ted Lasso before Ted Lasso. I see it every Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, whenever Liverpool is playing. So now back to what we were talking about before. We're going to shoot me doing shows at these 10 different places, but also going to the city and like kind of like an Anthony Bourdain type deal.
Got you.
Where we go to the city, we eat the food.
Yeah.
We go to the right places.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that.
Really get the underground of it all, and like, you know, connect people, because it's like whenever and it's crazy because I went to Brooklyn recently. Shout out to the Monroe Pub. They like I came in, you know, open arms. The guy who is the bartender is also the owner, and he's from Liverpool.
Oh,
like,
wow. Look at like what are the odds?
Like, and he was so cool, and everybody there gave me so much love, and like I hung the Atlanta scarf over the moose, so now it's there forever.
Oh, that's
like,
dope.
And it was just amazing to be able to go there, and then it was like, well, what do I do after this? What's the hot spots? And then they're like, oh, go here. And it's like, there needs to be a show like that.
Absolutely.
I would go to this new dentist, this dentistry called Tend over by Pond City Market. When you get your teeth worked on, they let you watch stuff on the TV. And I've been watching Anthony Bourdain like every time I go to the dentist. So it's like, it was like, wow, the way that he would do stuff. And rest in peace to Anthony Bourdain. Like, what a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, what a guy. Like,
Absolutely.
he was really like going to some fucked up places and would just like eat their food. And he was like, I don't like this, but I'm going to power through and like, you know what I mean? Go to these weird places with people. And like, I thought that was dope. And I think there needs to be something like that made now.
I agree.
So that people can connect instead of like deflect. Like, I feel like Instagram and social media makes people like not want to talk to people in person.
It's
like,
crazy. Yeah.
It's weird to me. Like, I'm afraid to talk to people in person now because I feel like they're going to take offense. So I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you.
No, like, because people are weird and touchy out here.
Yeah.
Like we're at a low point right now, in my opinion, with social anxiety. A lot of people have social anxiety, and it gives people like us social anxiety because we don't know how to handle those other people. It's like, do I talk to them? Do I not talk to them?
I didn't want that today. I didn't want that.
You try to shake someone's hand and they're like, no, shake hand. You're like, bruh, you know, it's weird.
Like, why aren't you shaking hands right now? Like, I would be asking questions after that.
It's odd. It's odd.
I'm a Capricorn. I'll ask people questions after. Like, why? Why don't you want to shake my hand? I just watched it.
Exactly.
You just seen it. Like, I put the sanitizer on and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
it's
Gucci.
all right. We Gucci. Like, you're not going to catch anything. Like, I'm not catching feelings. You're not catching cooties. Like, come on now.
So I learned now I do a fist pound because like I don't know, people just are on some weirdo energy stuff. But like you said, I don't
get a hug out the deal. There ain't no deal.
I'm an affectionate person. I love to hug people and love on people because we need more of that in this world.
Me. That is me. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. But that would be dope for you to move around. Like one of my favorite shows I used to watch, and I don't even know if it still aired, was a guy. He did the diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Oh yeah, that was on the TLC channel.
I used to love that show because he would go to all these restaurants and get the behind the scenes and test out the food. Like
that's what Guy Fieri got.
Guy Fieri,
that.
Yeah,
he was so big off that.
Then he had Guy's Grocery Game.
Yeah, which that probably should have failed if it hasn't already.
But
that was too far, bro.
Yeah, you should have stopped where you're at.
Stopped where he was at the diner.
At the diners, exactly.
Stayed right there. We would have called a cab.
But doing stuff like that it's good because it not only helps you to see other cultures and the way they do stuff, but it puts shine and light on the places that you're visiting. So you're getting ready to do, you said a 10-city tour?
Yeah, doing a 10-city tour, going to Nashville, going back to Brooklyn.
Nice.
Doing some stuff in North Carolina, Miami. We're gonna start down here and then like kind of work our way up. But my plan is to like really hit all the states, every state, because it's crazy how big Liverpool is. Like, the supporters are literally in every state in America.
That's amazing.
So there's like there's a supporter bar for every city, like, and we're gonna go to every one, and then we'll after that, you know, when we make enough money, we'll go to Kenya.
There you go.
And because there's Liverpool supporters in Kenya and Brazil and obviously Europe and stuff like that. So like all around the world, even Japan. Like Japan's got a crazy supporters group. Like, obviously, in Japan, like there's like 1 million people, like 1 billion people over there. So
there's so much out here for us to see and experience, you know, and you going back to what you said earlier about being uncomfortable. I tell people the only time you should ever be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's it.
Totally.
You have to be uncomfortable, because if you don't, you'll stay complacent.
Yeah. Like, you'll be like, this is enough for me.
And some people are okay with that. Some people are okay with just getting
Nobody's
up.
okay with that. There's just people that are telling themselves it's okay.
Yeah.
No one is ever okay with that. And I'm going to break it right now. You're not okay with that. Like, you're going to complain to somebody.
Yeah, they're going to bitch and complain.
You know what I mean? Like, and then it's going to be a thing. And then, no.
They just don't.
Just get out of there.
Yeah.
Just get out of your head and get to whatever you want to get.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely. So when is the tour kicking off?
So the tour is kicking off like early 2024. So like maybe March.
Okay.
We're still doing some writing stuff, and you know, got the right camera crew. So like we're trying to check and make sure that they get the idea too. But for the most part, like, yeah. Early 2024, I want to do a lot next year. I made a big impact for myself as far as confidence. Like, you know, just found out like I did 300,000 streams this year.
Congratulations.
So far.
That's
like,
big.
And that was like, I did 25 last year. You know what I mean? It's all about progress.
Next year, you're going to do
You know
500,
I mean? Like,
600,000.
Next year, I already wrote it down. I'm trying to do $1 million.
Do you have a vision board?
I don't, but I do have a goal sheet.
Okay, well, so you got something.
So,
yeah.
I'm like, you know, I can make my own shit if I'm like, you know, doing X amount of dollars with merch and X amount of dollars with this project and that project. Like, you really have to set yourself up for success by, you know, taking a number and then bringing it down. You're like,
yes.
Oh, you want 500,000 streams? That's 78,000 every month. That's
exactly.
this much this week. This month, you know what I mean? And it gives you like, you create your own quota.
Absolutely. How important is it for you to put that type of stuff together? Like you said, you have a goal sheet. How important is it to have something like that?
I mean, it's really important if you have like if you want to complete the goals. Like, if you want to be making money with merch, then you need to start building up for that. You know what I mean? Like, people are making that money, like $10,000 a month with merch.
Yes.
You know, this X amount of dollars doing this and that. Like, you can really make a living out of being an artist, but you have to make the living.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just gonna come out like you're not getting endorsement deals from Balenciaga because you had the shoes on during the video.
Right.
No, nigga, it don't work like that.
You got to put the work in.
You got to let Balenciaga know, like, hey, I will cancel you right now if you don't give me this check.
Facts, man. So we got another project to look forward to.
Oh yeah, Black Bleach, and this is long anticipated debut album. And I'm gonna do some singles and stuff before. I got some stuff coming out with a couple buddies of mine. But that's like the big debut album. I've been working on it for like 3 years now, along with other stuff. But this is like who I really am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're being very transparent.
Yeah. When I was a kid, and I not like a kid, but like 12, 13, I used to listen to like Korn and Limp Bizkit and, you know, Puddle of Mud and Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. And people were like, oh, you're trying to be white. And so I felt like that was the bleach for me. And the black part is like the darkness, you know what I mean? So it's like the darkness that came from people like saying stuff like that, but me using it to my advantage.
Yes.
So it's like using the anger to your advantage and like using your mistakes as setups for success, you know, or the abuse that you took or anything that hurt you, like you change it to something that you can make beautiful and make it yours. So
it's like it's like your aha moment.
Oh yeah. That was really I mean, like the Kaddy Kobain thing was really ironic because the reason it's Kaddy comes from my grandfather. His favorite car was a Cadillac.
Okay.
So like
Cadillac pimping. Yeah.
So and I was his favorite grandchild.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we were at the funeral and people were like, you know you were his favorite and stuff like that. And like, you're the Cadillac kid. Like you're the kid that was always in the back of the Cadillac.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Sleep.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Cobain part really came like in that homeless time where I felt like I was embodying him. Like, you know, I was listening to a lot more Nirvana and I heard Something in the Way, which they just played in the new Batman. I had heard that and I just felt like that. And I was just like, I just got so into Kurt. Like I wanted to know everything about him. And I was like, he was from a small town like I was. Yeah. He was left-handed like I am.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it was just these weird similarities.
A lot of similarities, yeah.
Like, and I would be singing his music, and I'm just like, it just makes me feel better.
Yeah.
To sing like this than to try to sing like fucking Chris Brown.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to like be raspy. Because my voice is raspy. There's no cleaning that up. I've tried. You know what I mean? In the studio. Like, you know, Pro Tools wasn't making me sound any better. But, you know, now I've found that thing and and I'm embodying that shit.
You have to, at 110%, do what feels right for you because this is your journey.
Yeah.
Going back to, like you said, when you were younger and you were listening to some like rock music and stuff and people saying, oh, you're trying to be white. I heard when I was younger listening to hip hop, oh, you're trying to be black. No, we're not trying to be. This is just what we enjoy. This is what we love. It doesn't mean we're trying to be someone we're not. We're just embracing what we love.
Right.
It's weird when people say that kind of stuff. And I think it comes from people who are just closed-minded.
No, totally. And it's crazy that you just said that because like, you do understand.
Yes, 100%.
Like me and you are like mirroring right now.
My son is biracial, mind you.
So is mine.
I had him 29 years ago. Back then, it was way less accepted.
Oh,
I used to get called every name in the book back then.
I can only imagine.
It was crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but people like you and I who embrace other cultures and other lifestyles, it's like weird to us when people don't understand it.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that like as a mother to like go through that? Like being in your own, like you were literally in the, like, and this is like all white women that have like biracial kids.
Yeah.
Like, or anybody who has biracial kids, they're like, they become in their own lane.
Absolutely.
Because it's like when you take the kids over to somebody's house, it's like, oh, this person's acting like this because it's like he's confused or, you know what I mean? Like some stupid like that. Like it's so unreal.
I felt like
and it still happens.
It does. It does. I felt like back then that I was constantly having to defend my child.
Yeah.
Because he was getting called a half breed, or is he going to relate to white people or black people. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was constantly defending him. And then, of course, I was getting called names. You know what I'm saying? But really, you know, just like people throwing them stones, it makes us stronger.
No, for sure.
And what I really took and learned from that is not everybody or everything deserves a reaction.
Exactly. But now we have Twitter and everything else, you know what I mean, where people can just put that shit out and then it's like, oh, I'm going to lunch.
Yo, you know? Exactly. Like, that's exactly what they do. They troll
like,
and then they...
Oh, my God. They just shut the phone off. It's just like, oh, I don't need to talk to anybody today. And then like, oh, I got 1,000 tweets. Like, no, this is the era of, what's the word? Immediate gratification.
Exactly. Period.
Immediate gratification.
Microwave type ish.
Everybody wants it immediately.
Yeah.
They're just like, I want it now. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not saying it is what it is, but it's just like kind of like saddening. Because it's like the food ain't even done. Food ain't even done.
They'll
the music
never
ain't
appreciate it. Yeah.
Y'all just made a Stouffer's joint. You know what I mean? I don't want to
little TV dinner, what we used to call them.
That's the difference. It's the difference between going out to eat and then getting something from Crystal. You know what I mean? And something like that. Like, it's gonna get you over, but what about after that? Or when you're like, oh, I want to, get in the gym, like, you're gonna have to cut that shit out then.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
period. Exactly.
That's a crazy ass analogy I just came up with. But it's the
facts.
truth.
It's absolute facts. You might want to write that down.
Yeah,
put it in.
I'll remember it later.
Well, listen, it was definitely a pleasure to have you here.
Same.
Thank you for sharing your journey, being so transparent, because people need to hear that. You talked about you went through a bout of homelessness. You lost a lot of people that were close to you. Your grandfather, which you're now living his legacy because you're Kaddy.
Yes, I am.
So I appreciate you being so transparent and sharing all that. Thank you for being here. Tell everybody where they can follow you at and keep up with you.
Y'all can follow me at Kaddy Kobain. All the C's are K's, so do that. I'm Kaddy Kobain on Spotify, Apple, any kind of streaming platform that you know about, or TikTok or whatever. Or in real life, I'm Kaddy Kobain. You know, if you come up to me, maybe we'll be friends.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Trip House. Cassie, Cat Claws over there. Jared, my boy. Rest in peace to Flocka. Rest in peace to Terrence. Rest in peace, Scoob. Rest in peace, Scoob. And Trev, Ben, anybody who's ever helped me, thank you for that. And anybody who's ever believed in me, I will not let you down. You are welcome. Have a good day.
Last but not least, I got one more question for you. We got Kaddy Kobain checking in, right? We live. Big Industry's Most Wanted.
Y'all know what's going on, man.
Go ahead and tell everybody what makes you the industry's most wanted.
I'm the industry's most wanted because I'm what the industry really wants, but they don't have enough money to pay for it. So, yeah, that's really about it. Y'all know what it is, the grunge trap god. Kaddy Kobain, man. We don't believe in the hype. We just make good-ass music.
Straight like that,
Trip
bro.
House and Trip Side, No Side. Bitch.
Appreciate you being here.
All the days, all the ways.
We up out of here, y'all.
Well, I do so fuck with your life. Like, left me